For those that don't know, I've started building a small web app. Basically, it lets you save, tag, and share bookmarks with your friends. Hopefully, it'll help more people find and share awesome and relevant stuff. Right now, I'm just working on a small proof of concept to start exploring the idea with people, see if this is actually something worth diving into further. For today, I spun up a new React app. Yarn, create, React app, teaser. Boom. Magic. If only the rest of it were this easy. Basically, it's a single hard-coded gallery, but it lets you add links. So if I can grab like xkcd and throw that in there with a comment, sure. And then it shows up, and then you can also delete it. So it is hooked up with a server running on Heroku, so all the data flow back and forth between the client and server is working. That is all I was able to get done today, but I think it lays a good foundation for moving forward. Hopefully there will be more soon. Okay, another day. Let's see what I was able to get done. I did have a few hours after work to spend on this today, which is probably more than I will have on average. The first thing I did was to integrate Chakra UI. This is a UI library for React. It still doesn't look great, but I haven't really spent a lot of time with it. But at least now I am using the library's components. So when it does come time to polish it up, those will already be in place. I also integrated a scraping service. So this is something I'd already built on the back end. I just integrated it to the front end. So if I go ahead and like add a new link and submit that, it adds it to the gallery, and it automatically pulls in the title, summary, and image from that website. Now there are some bugs here. They generally fix on a refresh. I'll eventually fix those. But for now, that is kind of working. And last thing I added was the search bar. Basically, it's just a filter on the items that are already in the gallery. So if I go React, then it only shows you the ones that match that term. So, and again, bugs, but a refresh should fix those up. So that's what I got done today. Let's see what the rest of the week will bring. Okay, it's Wednesday. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to work on next. Obviously, there's a lot that needs to get done. Fixing bugs, making it look nice, all that. But I wanted to focus on the telos of the proof of concept, which is to test whether or not this project actually provides value. So with that in mind, I put together a list of some ideas that are kind of aligned with the core value proposition of searching and surfacing for cool websites. These first two, preview images and content type, that's more information I can put here in the preview of a website. Those features kind of live next to each other anyway, so I'm going to try to tackle both of those tonight. Let's see how it goes. Okay, after debugging all up and down the server, I realized when I did this, copy paste beautifully, I was trying to look for the item instead of the item data. Oh, rookie mistake. Now we've got that showing up. Okay, as you can see behind me, night has fallen. It's been a few hours, but I managed to get done everything I set out to do today. I've got the content type up in here. This is scraped from the website's metadata, so this one it knows it's a video, this one's an article, etc. Sometimes they don't have that information, but that's okay. I'm also obviously showing the preview image here, which I think makes the experience of browsing through this much better. I also made sure that the content type is added to the search. So when I do a search, it pulls in that this is a video. In this case, there is a breaking bug that when you exit the search, it kind of loses all the scrape metadata for the items that we're not searched for. So that is, in this case, an example of a bug that I do want to go ahead and fix. I feel it is kind of a breaking experience. If I'm showing this to somebody, it is going to detract from the feedback I would otherwise be getting about whether or not this is useful. So that is something I will work on next, but for tonight, I am done. So let's do a wipe. All right, it is Thursday evening. The main thing I want to try to get done today is, if we see on this page, whenever we modify some data, so if I'm just like adding a new website here, it breaks the scraped info for all the other items. Now, if I refresh the page, everything goes back the way it should be. But even if I do like a search here and then remove the search, the rest of the items have lost their data there. So that's what I'm gonna fix today. Now, luckily, the item here is a YouTube video basically explaining what I need to do in building the custom hook to get this working, or at least part of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. Should have switched to the code focus. My bad. Okay, it has gotten a bit late and I've stumbled into some infinite loop request issue. So I think I'm gonna have to call it tonight, pick this back up tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this squared away. Okay, it is the end of the week. I went ahead and I fixed that bug offline, so now if I add a search term and remove it, it doesn't break all the metadata, so that's great. There are still a lot of bugs. I have to constantly resist the urge to just dive in there and refactor and clean up all the code, but I'm trying to ignore anything right now that doesn't really break the core user experience, at least until I can validate that this project is worth pursuing further. So the last thing I want to try to tackle this week, meaning tonight, is to improve the search features. So my thought was to let the user add multiple search terms and give each term a priority to have better control over the results that pop up. So let's see if I can finish strong and get that done. Why the f are you not re-rendering? Okay, it has been a couple hours. I have not made much progress, but I did at least get the UI for these additional search terms working. So basically I can do like first term, add a new line, something else, right, and so on. And then also if you like remove terms, they go away. So that's that. Doesn't have any functionality yet, but you can at least start like putting in this information. The main thing that threw me is just these stupid mistakes. So in the React hooks, I was using this hook as a var and not a const, and that threw everything off in kind of unpredictable ways. So it's definitely something to keep in mind for later. Okay, this is going later than I hoped, but I'm gonna try to push on a little bit and make some more progress. finally, we did it. 3 hours on a Friday night, but we got there. So now I can add a search term. For example, if I search for comic, this one comes up. I can add an additional term like chill, which is going to grab this one as well. But then if I increase the priority of chill, then that is, obviously worth more now, and so it bubbles to the top. So I'm pretty happy with the progress made this week. I think it's getting to the point where I could start to show this to people and discuss whether or not this is a project worth pursuing, if I need to pivot, or maybe go all the way back to the drawing board. If you made it all the way through this video, oh, bless your heart. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you have thoughts on how I could improve, or better examples of similar content that I could learn from, please do share. Similarly with the project, if this is something that looks like it might be useful, let me know. If you have thoughts on how I can make it better, or even if you think that no one would ever use this and this is trash, I'd rather find that out sooner than later. So don't be shy about that feedback as well. So thanks again, and stay safe.